Mau cari balik tu
you can clap now.
Okay.
This is the American Corner Podcast.
This podcast proudly brought to you by the American Corner by the US Embassy KL in collaboration with Sabah State Library, Tanjung Aru.
At American Corner Sabah, we are bridging cultures between Sabah and the United States, fostering education, sustainability, and a shared future in a safe and welcoming space. Here, diverse cultures come together, knowledge expands, and communities unite to create a greener and more connected world. So, whether you're looking to learn, collaborate, or simply explore, this is a place where everyone is welcome. So sit back, stay curious, and join us on this journey of discovery.
You sounded so ChatGPT. But anyway, to know more, follow us at the AGC. See, there you go. Bleep that. To know more, follow us at the AGC Sabah on Instagram and TikTok, and American Green Corner Sabah, which is known now by American Corner Sabah, on Facebook and YouTube. Punkies. Hoi.
Bodine, tell him, what are we gonna do? You gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new day. Choose liberty. The dedicated to the conversations of all men are created.
From the beauty of Kinabalu to the white sands of Mengayau, this is the American Corner Podcast.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Ricardo.
Saya Kenny.
Welcome back to American Corner Sabah. Kita sudah berubah ke American Corner Sabah, by the way.
Kita sudah buang hijau.
Because dia lebih diverse sebenarnya. Dia kita bukan pasal green saja. So orang bilang, US Embassy bilang buang tu green. Gitulah.
Why?
Because we are more diverse. Kita ada macam teknologi juga, not like focusedly on climate change saja, begitu kan. Good cover. Well, anyway, selamat menyambut bulan Ramadan. Bulan yang mulia. Boleh kan. Kau Cina mesti boleh janji. Kita kan diverse.
Saya IF, kamu apa salah?
Oh, intermittent fasting. You sure not? Anyway, selamat menyambut bulan to all Muslims di seluruh dunia yang mendengar. Selamat menyambut bulan Ramadan, bulan yang mulia, dan kita
happy
ada
fasting.
Betul, happy fasting. Dan untuk hari ini kita ada satu episode yang very special, yang mana dulu kami pernah buat secara online, dan masa itu ada satu app lah. I think it's American app lah, Clubhouse.
It is.
Ramai juga orang di dalam tu, 100 lebih orang juga, which is so great lah yang apa yang berlaku masa itu. Tapi kami dah dapat tengok reaction si dia ni.
So it's kind of like an awkward dengar bunyi saja macam yang semua tengok je muka dia ni macam mana bah. You know when we play pick up lines itu jadi kepala saya sekarang.
Oh, the pick up line, you remember we did that, right?
Yeah, we did.
But before we introduce our next guest, I want to play a clips here. We're gonna ask Flanagan to do the clips, some of the short clips that supaya kamu kenal siapa dia lah. Okay, here it goes. There you go. Please welcome to the studio and Athena Osman. I got the DJ. Welcome to the studio. Welcome to American Corner Sabah.
Thank you for having me.
There you go. Okay. Can you go closer to the mic?
Okay, let's see.
Okay,
I think she's close enough.
check.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
All right.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
And
How are you?
Yeah.
I'm good. Thanks for having me again. Like you said, sekarang boleh so tengok reaction masing-masing lah. Ini bola ni.
Tapi saya nak boleh jajal di sini sebab she is within reach.
Oh,
The
yeah.
jugular reach. Ada.
You bagi kau fist tau.
You're kind of out of pocket, so it's fine. Jangan
But
kau.
anyway, before kepada yang tak tahu lah, buat tak tahu, don't know her. Dia adalah bekas One Championship. Menang banyak jugalah battle sebenarnya di ring dan di luar ring. Oh no, they call it octagon, right?
Yeah. Well, for One Championship, it's a circle.
It's a circle.
It's a circle.
Okay.
Wow.
Dan dia ni adalah kebanggaan Sabah dan Malaysia dahulu, yang mana dia bertarung atas bendera Malaysia kita.
Masih
Of course, masih. Tapi dia pernah tinggal di US Dia ada half sikit Amerika. Kalau dia cakap English kan, very American English tau.
Oh.
Ya.
Semua dengaran deh.
Ya, siapa dia? Mau juga.
Kalau macam sama kamu kan keluar kadus. Hilang tuh American kadus yang lebih.
Hold on, kadasa dusun betul kan?
Ya. Amo specifically Jasun lah, Jawa dusun.
Jawa dusun.
You Javanese sikit.
My dad is from Selangor. My late dad's from Selangor. He's Javanese, and my mom's from Tambunan Dusun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tambunan dusun. Okay.
Oh, Javanese belakang ni.
Iya.
Wow.
Tapi ada sikit-sikit Latin lah. Saya tinggal
Ada
lihat.
Eurasian sikit lah kan. Ada juga mix.
Mau juga Spanish.
Claim.
Let's get to know her again. Kalau
Let's
kamu
go.
belum dengar, boleh dengar tu podcast lama. But let's get to know you again. Where are you from, by the way? Then how you actually involved ataupun berkecimpung directly into One Championship. Start from there.
Well, a lot of people, like you say, some people think I'm from US, na ba?
Okay.
Just from the way I speak. But no, I grew up. My early childhood years was in southern Illinois, in Carbondale, to be exact. It's like a farm town. So my mom pursued their bachelor degree sana, and then she kind of like, I'm not gonna go if my children cannot go. So she packed us, 3 sisters, 3
In a
girls,
bag.
in a bag. Whoever can fit in the suitcase. So so we all flew to southern Illinois in Carbondale town, and kind of like started school there, childhood years there, and then of course come back to Keke. So basically, I was born and raised in Keke. Then after that, went to US, come back,
Abroad.
and then after that, just be orang Sabah.
Yeah lah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the time when you kau tiba-tiba jadi fighter in this One Championship ni, jadi the mixed martial arts ni.
How did it happen?
How did it happen? So it was just it was back around in, oh my god, so long ago, but I feel like a broken record, just kind of like continuing. But I mean, I'm happy to share my story. So
yes, of course.
It started because out of wanting to learn self-defense. At the time, I was working with corporate, and I was in the sales. So there happened to be a time. I've never trained martial arts, by the way. Orang lain karate, taekwondo, saya tidak. I was kind of a bookworm growing up, and I mean, I played sports, a bit of sports like netball, basketball, but never martial arts. Never even like mungkin ada main street fighter lah, sikit na panuma, but never like formally like learn martial arts until I encountered an incident where I was kind of like followed, and my mom sort of negs about it. She's like, kau sudah dalam sales ba? You have to learn how to defend yourself. Sabi lang, yala, nanti la. Until something happened. And you think like, these things are nothing, I pandai jaga diri. But unfortunately, I encountered that situation that made me feel like I have to protect myself. I need to learn this. And that pushed me into, learning Muay Thai. I met up with my coach, AJ Pyro, also a One Championship fighter, one of the pioneers in Malaysia.
Yeah, correct.
Yep.
And he's very open, very welcoming to having female fighters, especially as there aren't a lot of female athletes or women actually training martial arts or mixed martial arts, and he was just always so welcoming, very encouraging. And I started training Muay Thai under him, and then after that wrestling, and that kind of became the bedrock of my fighting style.
Right.
And it was AJ who actually pushed me to like, and after 2 months of just training 3 times a week, like ada competition di KL in Petaling Jaya. Like, go for it. Tidak selalu ada amateur fight, especially tidak. Dorang tengah cari perempuan. Like they're looking to match up female
Maybe
fighters.
he see your potentials. He see your potentials. Then they bilang, wish.
Yeah, somewhat. He was like, girl, this girl's strong. Like, we gotta get her in the ring. So
let's go.
Kind of like that. And then it because at the time you have to understand, like when MMA was just starting, babutik orang bilang, in its infancy stage. That's where I was, and it was it had its good, it has its disadvantage as well, because so I started
How long did you train?
competing amateur only a couple months until my first amateur fight.
Oh,
right.
Only a couple months, like 2 months.
That's too brave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just
Till my-
potential, I guess. It's talent.
Yeah,
It's
I
also
think.
guts.
Guts,
Ah.
yes.
You need to have guts. You need to be brave. You need to be able to, like, you know what? Yeah. You know, I've never done this before. I've never fought before. I've just started training a couple months. But, like, if an opportunity arises, whether ko maambil atau tidak. So, it was
Who were
AJ
you-
encouraged
Who were
me.
you fighting the first?
So the
match?
first one, you know, I'm good friends with her, Zen Wei. She's from YFit MMA at the time.
Malaysian as well.
Malaysian as
Okay,
well in PJ.
okay.
And then I lost by armbar in second round. But it's a learning,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
lesson.
Yeah.
But
First debut,
yeah, first ever.
Yeah.
And then after that, you know, how you say, that kind of sparked me to, like, you know, I want this. And I remember when I was, you know, just sitting beside the cage, having to just lost my first amateur fight. And then I saw this, like, One Championship banner. And I'm
Okay.
like, you know, maybe I'll be in part of that. Maybe, you know, like, you just say it to the world and the world responds back. A year after, they were looking for a female fighter
Right.
to go against their Singapore, you know, rising fighter, Sherilyn Lim. And again, it was very scarce to find female fighters. It's hard to find opponents at the time. So they're like, oh, you know, because
That's
they
a
have a
fix
network.
some-
They have a network of
I see.
gyms. So because of that amateur fight, that one small fight in a gym, which is part of the One Championship network,
I see.
they're like, there's another girl who fought before.
Okay.
You want us to ask her? And then I remember Paul Lai, his name, he messaged me and said, are you interested to be part of One Championship? I'm like, oh my God.
I'm gonna go hit somebody up. Let's go.
I'm like, okay. And then, I phoned my mom, you know, of course, asking for, like, what do you guys think about this? And, like, you're passionate about this. We know you. Go ahead. And then I got their blessing from my fiance at the time, who's now my husband, and my mom. And then, but I didn't tell my dad.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, AJ. And then, you know, the rest was history. So then that was September 2013. And then
won
that
that
was
fight,
my
right?
I lost my first fight. I lost my
Again,
first,
all right.
yeah. But
Okay.
so my first win,
Sharon Lim, you lost to Sharon.
I lost to Sherilyn my first my pro debut.
Okay.
And then we were supposed to rematch, but things didn't happen because she didn't make weight, and you know it wasn't just the right circumstance to have the match.
Okay.
So that got scratched off, which was very disappointing because it takes money, time
Yeah.
to prepare for a
Yeah,
fight. But
yeah.
it was really disheartening for things to get canceled. And you got to understand again, like, it's hard for female fighters to get fight. It was hard for men to get fight. It was even harder for female fighters to get fight because you don't have a lot of people.
I could imagine.
I'm gonna cut you for a while. Your first, okay, yang Malaysia tu mungkin okay lah because kau rasa still in it, you know, as a Malaysian versus Malaysians as well, but pro fight internationally, Singaporeans. What were you feeling that time? Apa yang kau rasa? Do you feel like macam
What was going through your head?
gemuruh
Lah?
or you're scared or something? What do you feel inside?
Oh, you're totally excited. Lah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a mix, right? And I mean, you gotta understand, like, excitement, nervous is kind of in the same part of the brain. So you're like nervous, excited, all that. But I always feel like, okay, I lost my pro debut, but that was like, I lost it. But it was also the most biggest lesson for me because I got to understand a lot myself. Number one, I walked to this song called Bangarang, Skrillex.
Yeah.
Can we have that song?
Bring it up, lad. I like that song.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that song. I run to that song.
We can
But
put that
it's
in the background.
not
Well, now,
it's not a good song for a walkout. That's what I learned.
Tell us why.
All right.
Okay, cut
You're
the song
walking
now.
out, my first fight, never doing this before. You walk out Singapore Indoor Stadium, 20,000 people watching you. You walk out to a song that brings your heartbeat rate up. Kalau kau jogging dapat juga. Ini kau mau fight. Kan? So like, I go in there, and then if you, I don't know if you've ever been in this situation, but you know, I've competed so many times.
Yeah.
So that was my first pro fight. Like, I fought the amateur one. You don't have a walkout song.
Okay.
You walk out to 20,000 people in a stadium, like, whoa,
Skrillex song.
you know, you're fighting against their Singaporean fighter,
Oh, yeah.
and then you go ring, ring, ding. Your heart rate goes up, and I could hardly breathe.
Because adrenaline rush.
Rush.
Yeah.
My breathing was just out of place. And the thing that I learned after years and years of doing this, no matter how technical you are, no matter how strong muscular you are, if you cannot control your breathing, you have nothing. If your cardio is out, your breathing is all over the place, your mind is all over the place because you cannot breathe, no matter how technical you are, doesn't matter.
And the wrong walkout song.
That was the reason. So I learned from that.
Did you pick that one?
I picked that one.
That's
what I said. I was like, I lost that fight. I'm like, I know why.
Okay.
It's the song, it's not me. It's not you. Totally not me. I know.
I mean, like, but still, it was a really pretty good fight. It was neck and neck. You know, I lost by split decision, and split decision means like you have 3 judges, so it's a vote 2 against 1.
2 versus 1.
Yeah, 2 versus 1. So I lost 2. By 1. Split decision. It was really neck and neck, and you know, again, it was the only second fight in one female match in One Championship history. So people wanted to see again, but. Again, like I said, at the moment, like in the beginning, when you know the sport is starting, female fighters are starting to like gain, recognition, popularity. You know, people are paying attention to it. Also attracts.
Correct.
You know, negative response. So I've had that too.
Oh man!
Can we talk about the negative response? I'm more interested in
where do I start?
Seems like there's a lot.
Probably. I think probably one. Religiously. Probably.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Probably.
Yes. Of course. I mean, not just me. I mean, I know there are other athletes, female athletes in different sport. Not going to name them, but they have.
Sure.
It's pretty much in the media talking about what they wear.
Right.
Also about like, of course, the most popular thing is like, women shouldn't fight in the cage. This is not what what women should be doing. Should be in the kitchen.
Hey, you gotta give me that.
There you go.
Yeah, we have the same vibe
Were you
right here.
thinking about that?
I was.
Dulu dia mau ikut One Championship. Yang female fighter.
I stuck in the kitchen. Makan.
Maggie. Make that sandwich.
Okay.
So but then that. So there were, you know, like I've gotten so much. I think I just posted recently as well because there was just a recent reel about this woman posting how she's proud of how her, you know, it was just a photo of her looking so athletic and cool. You know, she does track and field. So I think I posted just recently of my own experience where as you train MMA, come on, mixed martial arts. I train 6 days in a week, 6.5 days a week, meaning half is I would do running on a Sunday, but I would train twice.
Kind of packed though.
Correct. Yeah. As an athlete, it's your bread and butter. So you have got to like, it's full time. Anyway, as you train, as an athlete, your body develops based on the sport that you train, right? So I naturally got more muscular. Buli orang cakap saya ambil steroid. Man, this woman's jacked. What she's been taking, you know.
Oh,
and
definitely not steroid.
Bro, if you lift, bro, if you train as much as I do, you'd get jacked too.
So you should write there.
Pumped up too.
You should write
exactly.
there. Do you even lift?
Exactly. Hashtag do you even lift? But yeah, so those are just some on the comments. You know, people accusing me of things on top of all the other amazing things they say of me should be in the kitchen, talking about what I wear.
Amazing.
Yeah, or like, or quote unquote amazing. And like different things like, you know, like when I had a face off with another fighter and we were going at it, you know, looking all fierce, people, if a guy does that, they're like, oh, ganaso, ooh, you know, but girls do it.
Yeah.
Let them kiss. Just the man.
My goodness.
That's sort of like,
I mean,
well, I think because it get very you know, the situation get really heat up during that time. So I remember when your face off tu kan mau dekat sudah. Macam mau tertawa pun ada juga at the same time. But I don't say kiss the girl lah.
No, but I understand. But all these things I don't take at heart. I mean, it's interesting the journey that I've, you know, from being someone who's never trained Never even dream of being, competing professionally. I've never thought that I would be doing this. And just to go through this journey and, from the stage of like, being one of the earlier people to have gone through this, it's just interesting how it, a lot of things happen.
Let's talk about your first win.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who was your opponent at that time? Was it a professional fight?
Yeah, it was. So it was by my third fight. Well, my first fight was my pro debut. Second one was cancelled.
Okay.
And then the third fight, this was like between my cancelled fight and my third fight was quite a long stretch.
I see.
By this time, I already resigned from my job to focus full-time professionally. Mind you, when I started, I was working with a corporate. I had a corporate job.
Right.
And I was...
Juggling times and stuff.
Yeah, I was a business development manager for East Malaysia. So it requires me to like train while traveling, while
see.
jumpa client and all that. Like, just managing my time, trying to be as productive as I can.
Interesting.
Party. No, I'm joking.
That too.
What did your corporate friends say about
Oh,
this?
they loved it.
They
and
love it?
Yeah, I've even trained with some of my colleagues. So our
okay.
the HQ is in KL in Mid Valley.
Right.
So it was great to see like they were excited to know me, and like we would train together, and some of them would take me because I would travel to KL for meetings, and I sometimes don't have access to gyms, and they're like, use my membership. It was so supportive.
Oh, wow.
That's so
They even
nice.
gave me a award of being like Iron Woman or something. Yeah, it was so interesting. I love it. Shout out to my colleagues. You guys know who you are.
Oh, we cut her just now. The first.
Oh, sorry,
The
I
first
cut you
win.
up.
The first win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Your first
first
win,
win was against Filipino American fighter.
Okay.
She's amazing. She's like one of the pioneers of female boxing as well.
Okay.
Wow.
Very tough opponent. Ana Hulaton.
Oh yeah. I watched that.
Ana
I watched that live. Whoa.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you.
Man.
Yeah. So Ana Hulaton, she was my next opponent. But again, she was a flyweight, so we were different weight classes.
Okay.
But like I mentioned, female fighters, there's not a lot of
weight.
not a lot of fighters, so you have to be ready to jump different weights.
I see.
Oh, okay.
Right? You can't like pick and choose. If you choose, then you'll be like no fights
I
left.
see.
So I had to jump from straw weight to flyweight. I've never gone down to atom weight. So for those who don't know, flyweight is around the weight of like 60, I think 57 kg, and then straw weight is 52. So it's just a difference of 5 kg.
Kita nak boleh kan? Jauh. Half.
So you have to kind of like be ready to jump between weight classes. So that's what I did. And, I was like, oh, great. And it was just like, I think I only had like 5 weeks to prepare, which is a very short amount of time.
So meaning you'll have to like reduce your weight.
It was a higher weight than what I usually fight at. So
Okay.
it wasn't that difficult.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
it wasn't that difficult. It was just getting me ready for it because we have to know she's an amazing striker. She's 2-time world boxing champion. She trained.
Again. Sorry.
She trained with the likes. I mean, she was based in San Francisco. So I mean, doing my research on her, she
What was the fight again?
When.
Where was the fight?
So
again?
this fight that took place between me and Ana Hulaton was at One Championship's first event in Dubai.
Dubai.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was in Dubai. It was One Championship's first, and I think only as of now in Dubai, if I'm not mistaken. But it was their first. So we were the first match of that night. Yeah, and
And you won.
yeah, I won.
Dang.
I won.
Again. Dang.
Let's zip
Oh
that.
my god. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
So okay.
It's
So
amazing
just
though.
going into
It's
it.
gonna be like mix of media when you have representation during that time because dia macam big name.
Yeah,
You were an underdog that time.
I was definitely the
Mesti
underdog.
dia orang macam yang
I've had people like doing
hey,
that.
man, who's this girl from Sabah, from Malaysia?
I mean, that's when the attention started,
I see.
even more
Pouring in.
attention pouring in. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really take note of the media amount. In fact, it's a lot more work than you think,
Okay.
But it was my first win. It was a significant moment for me, especially when, all that 5 weeks, all you hear is people like, "Ko okay ka? Ko boleh ka? Are you sure? You're just fresh meat." Like people will be saying to me like, "Oh, hati-hati." Like you have people even know who train with
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
are saying
They
things like
understand,
that.
yeah.
People underestimate, but I'm like, people can underestimate me as long as I don't underestimate myself. And like, all I think is this: I have nothing to lose. Kalau saya kalah, kalah lah. You know.
Okay. At least I tried.
Yeah, at least I did what I can, and I think my approach, learning from my first fight, you know, where I had like my breathing, and then you know, the first thing, what is my walkout slump?
Okay.
So I learned all those lessons from my first fight. Took it in like, you know what? It's not just physical. I've got to really work on my mental as well, and that's where I learned things about like visualization, and it really helped. It really helped, you know, just seeing all these moments before things happen, and just like really being focused on that. And I even like left my job to put everything in.
Wow.
So, and you know, we went the full 3 rounds. It was a really tough fight, to be honest. And there, I mean, again, although I won, I'm a very like critical person about myself.
Was it a split decision?
It was a split decision as well. It was a split decision as well. But yeah, there were a lot of things that I took note about myself.
Tapi
like,
macam berdarah gitu kan?
yeah, I mean, both of us. Macam kena smash kami punya muka. But I got her into different like positions where I could finish a submission. Okay, a submission is
you lock.
You lock or you break. So I got her into several times into armbar, but
she tapped, right?
No, she did not. If she tapped, then it would finish. But we went the full 3 rounds.
I see.
So it went to decision. People say. So yeah, it was a split decision, and I won. And ngam time to Malaysia Day like.
Yeah. Dia bawa tu bendera Malaysia. Masa dia lompat ni menang tu kan. Biar mata mesti keluar sudah.
I saw the picture.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. I mean, sheesh. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, it was amazing, man. Tengok balik macam mau nangis. Macam Sabahan, and then representing Malaysia, and then very unfamiliar punya sport bah, you know, and combat sport yang macam wow, man.
Ini orang kita.
Baru kau mengaku siapa itu?
Siapa dia orang Tambunan?
And let's talk about you I think you fought with a Mexican juga kan? Was it? No. Who's that?
A Russian.
Russian.
Yeah. Oh, she's tough as nails, man. I mean, like all my opponents are tough as nails. Like she's. I lost to that one. That was my first knocked out. My first knocked out ever in the cage. Like I got knocked out during training, but in the cage is my first knocked out. I think my only one.
How does it?
Yeah, so I feel like getting hit by a bus, but terus ko bang like where that happened, but yeah, it was just so she wasn't Russians don't really smile, but it was she seemed very garang, like very fierce, and she was I think I was competing in flyweight. That when I got knocked out in the first round, so unfortunate, but again, like every fight, whether win or lose, I always learn something from it. And I think the biggest lesson there is because it was I went through a bad weight cut.
Okay.
Honestly, like looking back, it was a bad weight cut that influenced my stamina, my cardio, and ketahanan, my endurance di sana. So I think
diet and stuff.
Diet. I mean, what people gotta know, like you have 2 commitments when you sign the contract to fight.
Okay.
First, meet your weight.
Okay.
Second, come up, meet at the cage, meaning show up, right? So you gotta show up.
Fight,
so the first one that weight cutting, especially looking back, like you've got to kind of like manage it throughout the year. So time yang kamu fight to, then it doesn't really get that bad for you to cut. So there's just things that I learned, like everything that all fights, like I said, win or lose, I learned something new.
I wanna talk about you were appointed as what call that, ambassador or something for the One Championship, like the first one. It went viral because the first one ever yang kena. I think the One Championship first female punya ambassador or something like that. Was it?
Well, people deem me as Malaysia's first female MMA fighter lah. But then,
So orang kira kau ambassador some sort.
I was the global citizen. So One Championship had a like a collaborative thing with Global Citizen. Global Citizen is an amazing organization that does a lot of good.
I see.
So what we've done, like so I retired, and after I retired, One Championship was really great. I think they appreciate the work ethics that I bring, that they took me on as one of their executives. So they immediately like, okay, I'm like, email, here's my retirement, and they're like, okay, here's the job offer. I'm like, okay, I'll okay, let me think. Okay, I'll say yes. Let's see, because it was really interesting to be part of their team, and you kind of really see, betul terbuka mata saya. As an athlete, you see some things, but then when you're in the team, you see a lot more things. So like, oh, this is what it looks like behind the curtain.
I see.
There's a lot more work. There's a lot more process. So it was really interesting to be part of the team. So now during my tenure as one of their executives, I continue to do work that helps to promote One Championship. So I was part of the competition team that looks for fighters, that sign fighters, that does manage athletes under One Championship's roster. But under that capacity as global citizen ambassador, we did so much more, which was great. We did self-defense programs in Singapore. I did self-defense programs for marginalized children in KL and in Chalkit. So it was great
nice.
being part of a big organization like that. You're able to kind of like stretch and kind of see and get these opportunities which is amazing.
Well, I've seen you active doing like macam kind of like talk. People call you up probably like talks and give speech and stuff to motivate. I want to talk about like right now, because you're a family woman now. You got a child, and then got your own your family and stuff. So how does it like giving macam mana mau cerita, macam mana mau ask the right questions?
Do you miss the fights?
You miss the. Do you still fight?
Okay, so what's life after retiring? Okay, so what made me retire, I think, to be honest, I think it's great to kind of put it out there, was after some time, right? I was 33 when I retired. I didn't have such a long journey professionally competing because I also started late. Again, like I wasn't really exposed to this sport very early. I came in late, kind of bloomed late, and then I didn't have much time. So when I was 33, I handed my when I was 32, 33, I handed my retirement, and it was because I wanted to kind of like explore other things outside of the cage.
Right.
At the time, I was kind of like getting into business a bit and like kind of see what else can I do, right? Aside from competing.
Yeah.
So it was great to be under One Championship. It was kind of like retired, be part of, their executive team. And then right now, I feel so grateful that I'm part of a lot more other things. Business has been good even after the pandemic.
That's good to hear.
I was able to work on different projects. I did surf and roll, which is kind of like So
you went to
So my company, we're a tour company called Extreme Padders. Kind of plugging that in.
No problem.
So
I was about to ask, what are you doing now?
So I run a company with my husband called Extreme Paddlers, which we do whitewater rafting, but now we kind of like expand that into different water sports.
They also think these mengayaw tu.
Yes. So
I saw it.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like multi. No, I don't want to say multitasking because I'm a multifaceted person. So I love doing different projects. So as a keynote speaker, I've been doing that for the last 10 years, even when I was fighting. So I'm kind of managed under London Speaker Bureau, other organizations as well. And it's it's great because that kind of helped me kind of connect with my corporate side.
Correct.
So I had like corporate background and then being an athlete, and all I can say, those experiences really integrate well together. As in like people say like, oh, you're very marketable and you're very articulate, and that came from my experience as a marketing person. I was in sales and marketing, which benefit me as an athlete because ko pa ni bercakap, ko pa ni ko klintong orang. Sell the idea, sell the brand. But like I'm so blessed to have that. I'm blessed. Like people ask me, didn't you ever wish that you started early? And I'll be like, well, if I started early, then I wouldn't have this experience,
probably,
right? I would probably be a different person.
Yeah,
so whatever it is right now, my journey, I'm very grateful for. I do have a son now. He's almost 6. He's 6 this year. So
Same age as my daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Almost 6.
Darjah 1 sudah next year.
Betul. I cannot believe that. Tidak boleh kau stay there.
So it's kind of like, juggling between that. I mean, I wouldn't call it juggling, but it's, I'm blessed to have like these different multi-thing as a mom. I'm also part of this, just yesterday we had a meeting, a committee called Women Leadership. So it's great to see, the things that I'm passionate about, I'm part of something bigger.
Are you going to stand for this coming PRN? No, just
Well, I was supporting some friends. Ada some political friends. But I'm like, just doing good, doing as much good as I can. That's it.
I've got a quick one.
All right.
I mean, recently we are seeing the rise of female fighters. Muay Thai, especially last year Sukma, I think. What do you think? Maybe.
What do you see?
What do you see in the future of
female fighter?
Female fighting?
MMA.
Yeah, and another one. What advice would you give? I mean, in comparing with your experience.
I see.
Well, number one, what I see lah kan.
Jangan pakai lagu laju.
Itu saya guys. Kalau rawakat hati-hati.
Jangan pakai obor-obor ikan lele.
Kendrick lama boleh.
Yes, boleh.
I see it's onward and upward. That's my motto, and it's amazing to see how much it's grown, how much different it's been. Although there are things that has not changed. For example, maybe some cultural belief or mindset, but it's great to see women pushing those borders and just like pushing those barriers and like putting that aside. Like, I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do, and continue to make us proud. And my advice is just number one, just be brave. There are a lot of opportunities out there. Banyak. You just got to step up, take up space, and just kind of like take those opportunities. I started, like someone told me this. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how technical you are. What is important that you have guts to take it.
Wow.
You can be the best person, tapi kalau diam-diam di rumah, nobody's gonna know you. Kan? So the only thing is like, jangan rasa, don't doubt yourself all because like you feel you compare yourself to other people. Show up. Be brave. Take that spot because you deserve it. Give it a try because no matter how good you are, if you're staying at home and you're not brave enough to take that, it doesn't matter.
Take a leap of faith, man.
Have guts. That's be ballsy. That's it.
Talent Scout won't come to your house and say, "Hey, you know how to fight."
Exactly. If somebody, I lost. Case in point, I lost my first fight, amateur fight. I lost my pro debut. If I said no to all the opportunities that came to me, knowing that, I lost this so many times. If I hear people say, and dini kala saja, and if I took that too hard, I would not have gone against Ana Hulaton and won against a 2-time world boxing champ, but I did. And so my advice is to just go forward. Paduli lah apa orang cakap. Don't doubt yourself because there's nothing to lose. I can guarantee you that I've been through it. So I mean, for example, you guys. Right? 5 years in running, right?
Alhamdulillah.
Dari Kota Marudu and just continue. I'm proud seeing you guys. I've spoken to you guys in 2021. I think 2021.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
then we
too.
continue to do this conversation in 2025.
Man.
Oh my God.
Kami samut-samut saja ni. Hands
That's
only.
amazing. You see?
So
I wanna good catch you, but I'm gonna I wanna ask you about your future plan specifically in terms of this. I don't know if it's a minority female fighter, but what is your probably future plan on this spot to help them probably?
Well, right now I'm just focused, doing what I'm doing. I'm part of like several projects that, I hope to impact not just for women, but, overall. Like I mentioned to you, I have my own event that I created just out of a passion project of mine. And again, I don't really surf. I'm not a pro surfer. No, dude, I can't.
Tapi digambar macam real.
Macam real kan, like for the photos. Tapi I'm getting that lah. Boleh lah, try kan. But like,
we should try. try though. Dia pernah habis panggil Tori. Pergilah ngau dia.
Yeah. We might be doing one again this year.
Oh, okay.
Let's try.
We'll be updated. But my future plan, I'm just focused on doing the best that I can do right now. We don't know kan. Kita pun tidak tahu ajal. Kita punya umur kita macam mana. Hopefully kita panjang umur.
Amin.
But what I can say is, for my future plan is just I hope for the best. I continue to focus on the best that I can do right now to achieve the best. And it's always for me, my motto, onward and upward. That's it.
Onward and upward.
Onwards and upwards.
It's giving me the jeebs.
Is any like macam new upcomers like macam minta kau coach dia orang kah begitu something like adakah?
Well,
we still have talent here in Sabah, like female fighter, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I still train. I still train jiu-jitsu. And I do have I've met some other female martial artists because the sport's changing, and that's happened to any industry, right? Any sport, it continues to change. Like one time MMA is the thing, and then after that, now it's kind of like Muay Thai and kickboxing. To be honest, I am still kind of like playing a part in One Championship as their ranking panel. So I do take note of, we basically rank
like scouting.
athletes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we kind of like rank the athletes. But it's still, how you say, although I'm not directly like competing professionally, I do what I can to kind of like, do good for the sport and be part of the sport. I am part of the association, even though not as active as them in KL or in other areas, because I don't have an MMA gym. But I still try to do things that I am able to do within my capacity. For example, that surf and roll. It's a surfing and martial art event. So it's basically so it's a surfing and martial art event. They've done like surfing and jiu-jitsu retreats.
I see.
So I started off like that, and hopefully it continues to grow, where basically my objective there is to get people to test the sport. It's to get people to learn the sport, whether it's surfing, whether it's martial arts, also to promote Malaysia, Sabah as a place for both of these sports. That's what I'm trying to do. So like I said, through any of my capacity, I try to do the best that I can. I've had, like female fighters calling me up, like, we need your help, I need your advice, and I'm happy to mentor them.
I see.
I've mentored, female entrepreneurs, female athletes as well.
Wow.
So again, anything I can do, apa yang saya boleh buat dalam saya kapasiti itu saya buat lah.
Wow,
Bangga
amazing.
Bangga saya jadi orang Sabah.
Bangga saya kenal si Edno.
Bangga saya kenal kamu.
Wow, so you're very articulate. You're very curated. So I mean, in terms of your words, or your jargons and everything. Jargons.
Saya boleh cakap Melayu juga.
Don't you think you want to go to that line as well? Because you're good at I mean, you used to do VO and stuff.
Yeah.
But probably, emceeing, hosting, DJing,
Well, I'm here, right?
Yeah.
I'm basically to bring you guys. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm always open to doing, other projects as well. Again, apa yang saya boleh angkat. Apa yang saya boleh angkat itu saya buat.
Okay, sama orang yang luar sana tu yang mau offer, boleh offer.
Boleh.
DM and they will reply for sure.
And boleh jadi female Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah,
serious.
Right.
Yeah. And Rogan.
Kak Joe Osman.
Pembuli juga.
I mean, really, I can see it.
Ramadan badangan.
Okay, baik.
Joe Osman.
Joe Osman ya Ramadan kan. Kurang asam.
Tukar bikin nama Cina. No.
But yeah. You got the talent. I can see you got the talent. You're multi-talented, by the way. Not just fighting, but you give very good motivations as well.
Thank you.
I think you can go many other stuff as well. And we wish you the best. We wish you the best.
Yeah.
And kalau mau tengok kau fight again, probably in the gym, probably you still fight with your students and stuff.
So,
train.
There are several things that I hope to do. I hope to kind of like bring back competitions, create platform for competitions, because I know that is what's lacking here. Terpaksa terbang PKL, terpaksa terbang luar.
Or organize a female fight here.
Yeah, I mean, also for the guys as well, because I know itu yang kurang kan. But I can see there are a lot other like organizers that I see around KK. They're doing amazing work organizing Muay Thai competitions, MMA and kickboxing competitions.
We got one in Kota Merdu, Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it?
gym, yeah. We
Ada.
run. Yeah.
Okay, next time I'll come.
And we have
visit.
2 medalists from Sukma as well.
Oh, di
Kota
camp.
Merdu.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perempuan nggak lagi?
Perempuan.
Perempuan.
Oh, wow.
And we got one female silat won the SEA Games.
Really?
From
SEA
Kota Merdu.
Games?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
In Philippines, yeah.
Banyak talent
Yeah,
di Kota
banyak talent
Merdu
tu.
ni.
Itulah saya
Hold on,
bangga.
talking about Joe Rogan kan?
Yeah.
Have you met Joe Rogan? Because dia selalu di ring kan for cover.
Yeah, but I never met
Yeah.
him. Who did I meet? I met actually I managed in my capacity as an executive in One because One was signing different fighters from UFC to
I see.
One Championship. So I've met DJ Demetrius Johnson.
Okay.
Who's also a student of my boss. So yeah, he was managed by my boss. But DJ again like Eddie Alvarez. But I think I went to US for the media junket. I met some of them, but I never met Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Okay.
Kami pernah datang tu hari kan?
Hebat,
Yeah,
were you
para
went-
tengok dah.
I wish I can.
Kirim salam.
Janggut sama dia, rambut dia dah.
Tidak. I didn't get the opportunity.
Oh man.
Wow.
Last but not least for me, I want to say thank you. You've been very, orang bilang, time kita penuh.
Yeah, betul.
Penuh time kita, which is so good, so great.
Yeah.
Full of knowledge, educations, and orang bilang, spiritually macam terangkat sikit because of because of the journey you've been through and how you lift up the Malaysian flag or the circle
Sabah flag juga.
yeah. So very orang bilang uplifting lah. So
True
thank you, and hopefully we can get more session nanti in Indonesia.
Yeah,
Dia
keep
banyak cakap
tagging
bahasa
me.
Yok kan.
Syuk lah.
Keep tagging
Tapi dah
me.
boleh bercarut. Dah
Biar podcast boleh.
Podcast lain kali boleh.
Why
Thanks
not?
so much for having me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great to be part of the journey. It's been how many years, and you guys keep calling me back. Lain kali saya, okay, bye. It's like, Sepa, who are you? No, I'm always happy. I'm always happy to have a chat with you guys. I think this is like officially
Nice.
kita jumpa.
Yeah,
kan?
yeah,
betul.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
ini pula muka-muka.
Gelembun-gelembun pula dia orang dan nenek.
Gelem-gelem ugly pula dorang ni kan.
Tidak lah, no fat shaming, okay? No fat shaming.
No fashion ah.
Diversity.
Yes.
So thank you very much, and
Thank you so
from you
much.
personally, I think my net pun will say thank you to you. Even US Embassy pun was very excited when we proposed your name, and they say thank you for having your time and everything. Hopefully we have the episode and the shots fly all over, so we can inspire many people, especially the Sabahan here in Sabah.
Great.
Yeah, can
And from me personally, it's nice to see you.
Ini pula yang pick up line.
Saya baca dari skrip baik itu bukan saya tuh. Anyway,
Pukul kau tadi Luciano.
sakit tuh, patah lah. Saya
Budu. Boleh. Okay.
Anyway, from me myself, it's an honor to meet you. Someone that has been, bringing kita punya flag ini,
Yeah,
kita
man.
punya orang-orang ini. Please continue to do so.
Thank you.
And I am proud to see that even female Sabahan have a lot to give for this state and for
Yeah.
our country.
Oh, thank you so much, and I'm very proud of you guys too.
Thank you. Yang surfing tu nanti bos ya.
Okay, boleh. I think you'll float.
baru di pasir. So terbalik.
Saya hippopotamus boleh float lah.
Last but not least from you.
Yeah.
From
Thank you so much. I'm so proud of your guys' journey, Kinabalu
man.
podcast. I think you guys continue to fly. I've seen you guys, kind of follow you guys on IG. And I was like, oh, amazing. Going to Singapore. And I know it's not an easy one.
Nope, thank you.
That's one for sure. I think it's great to just put it out there. It's been a challenging road, but it's great to see you guys continue to flourish and have big collaborations. And onward and upward for you guys.
Yeah.
I love that. Aku mau nangis.
And also we are actually promoting the corner or American Corner Sabah here in State Library Tanjung Aru.
Alright.
So what we have here actually in macam city kita tadi lah is a cultural exchange, the climate changes. We have here actually banyak we actually podcast punya studio here, but we specifically want to do it outside. We got our iPads, a iMac here. We got our Fab and Design Zone,
3D
Technology Zone.
printer.
Yeah, 3D
Wow.
printer and everything.
Yes.
So you actually also can do something here.
Okay.
Yeah, call Azmi up, call American Corner Sabah.
Bring your kid here.
Yeah, you can bring your
Yeah, bring your
students.
family.
Your
Let's
student
go.
or
So
whatever it is.
people can actually come here
Yes,
and use the
yes.
3D printers
Betul kan
and
Mina
stuff.
tu Amin.
Okay,
Just giving the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Datanglah. Bila-bila lang.
And if you're thinking on having your own podcast under them, you can do so. We can go studio here.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
With all the equipment.
Yeah.
No way.
Yes,
Amazing American Corner Sabah.
Yeah.
Ba, nanti. We'll set up my first podcast here.
Yes.
Sekali sa invite ka mo juga.
Bersama dengan Osman.
Whoa.
Whoa, okay. Thank you so much, man.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Kalau kami cerita pernah habis ni. So thank you very much. We gonna have to end here. We got 3 episodes to come today and 4 episodes tomorrow.
Wow.
But it was a good one, and thank you so much, Ann.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Ann.
This podcast probably brought to you by the American Corner Sabah, by the US Embassy Kuala in the collaboration with Sabah State Library, Tanjung Aru.
And American Corner Sabah, we are bridging cultures between Sabah and the United States, fostering education, sustainability, and a shared future in a safe and welcoming space. Here, diverse cultures come together, knowledge expands, and communities unite to create a greener, more connected world. So, whether you're looking to learn, collaborate, or simply explore, this is a place where everyone is welcome. So, sit back, stay curious, and join us on the journey of discovery.
American Corner Sabah. Okay, this is baru. Okay, American Corner Sabah. To know more, follow us at agc.sabah on Instagram and TikTok, and American Corner Sabah on Facebook and YouTube.
I think it's ACS now.
Yeah, should be. Yeah.
My
Jadi
bad.
no, tapi dia punya Instagram still belum tukar, so still sama. Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yeah. So saya Ricardo.
Saya Kenny.
Saya Ann.
Yeah.
Kami dari American Corner Sabah Podcast. Ciao Chin Ciao. Ciao Bella Ciao.
Untuk melengkapkan kemudahan-kemudahan dan peluang-peluang